Hello, welcome to Yoga with Weights. And so for this class, normally I teach this a vinyasa style and incorporating weights in. Today we're going to do it a little bit more hatha style without the flow, and then we'll bring weights in there. So we're going to get into the shoulders, we're going to get into the back a little bit, the abs, and the rear end and hamstrings. So you will want a set of hand weights, no more than 5 or 6 pounds. Okay, so if you don't have any weight, plastic bottles of water will work well, bags of beans, bags of rice. You just don't want anything glass because then if you drop it, you don't want a dangerous mess to have to clean up. So try to use those. Block, this is optional for today. I never know when I need one in triangle or not. So I've got one block handy for triangle. You also may want it for a low lunge as well. Otherwise, you don't need it. And a strap or a belt, we're going to use that at the end to get a really good stretch. So that being said, sitting up in a tall seat, ears, shoulders, and hips in alignment and zipping up. And also, I've got water here. I know it's not real pretty for videos or class, but you never know when you may need it. And it is the best thing to drink. So sitting nice and tall. I'm going to take my hands over my heart here just to center down, ground down just for a moment. Weights are very grounding. And you can always set your own intention here. And I'm not going to give different affirmations and things today, other than the fact I want to feel strong and grounded. Strong and grounded. And the beauty that comes with being strong and grounded. I'm inviting that in. I invite you to invite that in as well. And then from here, once you're ready, we'll try that Ujjayi Pranayama, that back of the throat constriction, that victorious, that Darth Vader breath. So as you inhale and expand the rib cage, maybe you do it then and maybe you don't. So if you're inhaling with it, it's an AH sound. Like that. And then if you're exhaling with it, you're making an HA sound, and there's a drawing up and in of the belly button with that. So we'll take a few rounds here. I cannot talk and do it at the same time, so I will not be talking while doing it, but we'll do this about 3 or 4 times. I'm going to invite you to come back to that breath periodically throughout your practice. From here, let's take a big inhale, arms up overhead as we prepare the body, taking a nice side bend towards the left. Really reaching, make sure that top arm is nice and long. When we bend it, we lose a little bit of connection through the side. So really reach, breathe and expand that rib cage. And then from here, when you're ready, you choose. Do you stay here? Do you choose to side bend deeper? Do you choose to open towards the back? Now, as long as you don't have osteoporosis, you can do a C-curve roll here. If you do have osteoporosis, skip this little twist and rotation because you guys want to twist from length, not from compression, which is what flexion is. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, move through center, taking that to the other side. Reaching over long and strong. Watching if you've got this forward collapse here of the shoulder, and could you just open that up a little bit? So that's a habit pattern we tend to get into as we age. We don't want to take that habit pattern. Good. You can take it deeper, open to the back, or find the C-curve roll. When we get into that forward shoulder collapsing, then we tend to walk with the shoulders forward and collapsing versus back. So it helps with good posture. Less neck strain as well. Inhale and open. Exhale, move through center, and we'll reach. And we'll gently rotate to the left, rolling shoulders back, looking behind us, breathing and expanding. And inhale to lift. Exhale, move through center, taking that to the other side, rolling shoulders back, looking a little bit more behind you. When you look behind you, get more of a neck stretch through here. And then from here, we'll lift up and we'll come back heart center. Let's take a few shoulder openers because we're going to get into there today. So taking the arms out to the side, just find your rotation. Good. And then once you're ready, palms up towards the ceiling, hands to the shoulders. Let's move forward and back. As you move the elbows forward, you want to try to separate the shoulder blades. And as you take them back, maybe squeezing together, but keeping a long torso. So it's not, bending forward and back. Good. Now from here, maybe take this into some circle. And then in the other direction. Good. And then from here, I'm going to shake that out. I'm going to turn sideways just so you can see these next couple a little bit better. So we're going to take this into a body wave. So from here, good. I'm going to sit up nice and tall. Arms are going to be out. Good. I'm going to round and then I'm going to open and round and open. And you can think of this as a seated cat-cow, except your hands are not on your thighs or your knees because you're moving your arms forward and back. So you're still getting that flexion. You're still getting that extension. Good. And then from here, just because I think it feels good, we'll do a little bit of a spinal roll. So I like to have my hands on my knees here, arms long as much as possible the whole time, because I use my knees as a little bit of leverage. So I'm just going to roll. Good. Your pelvis will roll with you. It does not matter what side you start with. Good. And then let's take that in the reverse direction. Shoulders are getting in on it. Spine's getting in on it. Pelvis is getting in on it. Your abs are getting in on it because they're nice and tight and support that back. Good. And then from here, whenever we're ready, let's make our way to a downward facing dog, So I'm just going to move my blanket out of the way here. From all fours, spreading the fingers nice and wide, rooting through the knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. Taller people take a little bit more forward with the hands. Otherwise, you can tuck the toes. I'm going to press in and forward with the hands as I lift my knees, lift my hips. Good. Now from here, take a moment in your new best form. So I'm still spreading wide. I'm pressing in and forward. I'm turning my elbows towards the ceiling here. Shoulders away from the ears. Head and neck are free. Ears should be close to the biceps. Hips, knees, and toes are in relative alignment. Knees can be bent or long. Pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mounds. If this is enough for you, welcome to stay here. Otherwise, I'm going to lift the heels and lower. You can also walk the dog, bending one knee at a time. Actually, I'm going to go to that one. Good. Hitting all the places that we're going to get into. Good. And then from here, just take a moment in stillness. Come back to that Ujjayi Pranayama. Good. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk the feet up towards the hands. If you've got a block today and touching the floor too much right now, you can always bring that block in. Otherwise, just put a bend in the knees. Let the head and the neck be free. Maybe shake that head, yes. Yes, we are strong, grounded, and beautiful. Shake the head no. Say no to any negative thought during this practice. Good. Now from here, when you're ready, inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Hands to floor, block, shins or thighs. Go to where you can go. Nice long back though. Feel the stretch in the backside. Exhale, we'll bow with a bend in the knee. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, we'll bow. Now from here, I do this. I like this with the bent knees because I'm stronger in my legs. So really press into the feet, press into your glutes, get into the legs. So you can keep a nice flat back as you ride. And then the legs will take the load, not the back. Good. Exhale, hands start center. Let's just do a couple half sun salutes here, just to warm up a little bit more. So big inhale and we'll reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Long legs or a bend in the knees, coming where you can come. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and bow. Inhale, pressing through the feet, engage the glutes. Rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more. Inhale and lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and bow. Now, while you're down here, let's stay down here, and I'm going to step my right foot back. Okay. And I'm going to let that right leg come all the way back there. So if you need a knee cushion for that right knee, you're welcome to bring it in. Good. So from here, I'm going to bring my block in. You may not need yours. I've got it on the inside of the foot. And we're just going to open up into the hip flexors here for a moment. So my front knee is over that left ankle and my left heel is grounded. Maybe the left hip comes back just a little bit here. And maybe I can lengthen that torso just a little bit more. There. Oh, that feels better. Nice long line. Now from here, I'm going to counter this with a hamstring stretch on the left side. So we'll take this into a half split here. So I'm just going to rock that heel back. I'm going to try to keep a nice long back. Maybe you use your block, maybe you don't here. Breathe and expand. Come back to Ujjayi. Good. Now I'm going to come back into this lunge. So there's a couple things you can do here. We're going to go into a row. So if you're just starting with weight, you obviously want to be lighter here. Your other hand can also be on that block for support. And then you can use one weight of your choice, no more than 5 pounds, to just bring that elbow back. Elbow is going to be insight to the body as you bring it back. If you're like, well, I'm stronger, then you can double up your weight here. So now I've made this 10 pounds. Good. And then I can row with that 10 pounds. So kind of a lot of it too depends on how your grip needs to be for what you're using. But we'll try about 6 to 8 here in your best form. So I'm zipped up, I'm long in that torso, I'm reaching forward, elbow pull straight back and squeeze. 1, 2, 3, maybe Ujjayi exhale 4, 5, 6, stay here, or maybe 2 more with me, 7, and 8. Good. Now I'm going to release them here. I'm going to plant my hands, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, front foot steps back. You can take a down dog if your wrists are not in good order today. You can always come onto the forearms here in a dolphin. If you've got 2 blocks, your forearms can always go on there. And you can always, take your hands up on blocks as well. The higher the upper body is, the more the lower body takes the load. So it will take pressure off of the wrists and the shoulders if you need that. Good. And then from here, once you're ready, I'll look forward. I'm going to bend my knees. I'm going to walk my feet towards my hands. Good. Let's just lift and lengthen just a little bit here. And then take that bow. Now we're going to take that all on the other side. So I'm going to move my block over. My weights are over. And I'm going to take the left foot back, reaching that all the way back there. So the left knee is going to ground, cushion it if you need to. You can bring your block in here if you need to. Find your length. Good. Knee is over the ankle, heel is grounded. So if your heel is lifting up, that foot needs to be more forward. And eventually where you're trying to go to, and this is hard for some people to do, is you're trying to get a nice long diagonal line. So you want the knee to be behind the hip versus over the hip. So you can really get into that hip flexor. Well, tight hip flexors will often lead to back issues, hip issues. We sit a lot and don't engage the core, so they tend to be really tight. We use them to compensate for a weak core a lot, so they're tight for a lot of people. Good. Now from here, we'll come out of there, just find that little half split a little bit here. Go to where you can go. This knee should be a little bit bent and unlock. Finding the breath. We're strong, grounded, and beautiful. Strong, grounded, and beautiful. And we'll come back in. Good. So now from here, I'm going to take this block on the outside. So you want to try to use the same amount of weight that you use on the other side. So even if you have a stronger side, you want to use the same amount of weight as your weaker side. So you don't always have a stronger side and then always have a weaker side, okay? So you want to try to train evenly. So take the same amount of weight that you use on the other side if you can. Good. That weight's going to come forward. I'm lengthening. My belly button is in. And I'm going to pull that elbow straight back. Row 1. Exhale 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Stop here or keep going for 7. And 8. Good. I'm going to drop those weights. I'm going to move my block forward. Plant the hands, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. Front foot steps back. Down dog or dolphin. Taking a moment, reconnect with your breath. And then once you're ready from the downward facing dog, good, you can inhale, look forward. You can walk the feet or step the feet forward to meet the hands. We'll inhale, lift, exhale, and bow. Good. Now from here, while I'm down here, I'm going to grab my weights. I've got one in each hand. My knees are bent. I'm going to press into the feet and the legs, long back still as I rise. Good. Okay. So we're going to take this into a high lunge now, a high crescent lunge. So I'm going to step back with my right leg first. Good. And you want to be about parallel railroad tracks here as best as you can. If you need to take this back leg out a little bit wider, you can. The back heel is not grounded. And it's also okay if you need to lengthen this front knee. Just kind of come to where you can come. So if you're bending the knee, you want to be able to look down and see that front toe. So the knee's over behind the ankle. Now from here, I'm just going to bend the elbows. And I'm going to take my hands right here and zipping up. Good. I'm going to reach up. Now I'm just going to pause here for a moment, relaxing the shoulders down. Belly button is in. Now from here, this is a long set. Good. Elbows are going to come straight down. Exhale, push 1 and lower. Exhale 2 and lower. 3, use your abs. Lower. 4, lower, and we'll pause. Now I'm going to take the arms out to the side, kind of like a goalpost, kind of like that. Okay. And then from here, now we're going to take it back up. 4, stopping elbows right at the shoulders. 3, 2, and 1. Now from here, I'm just going to bend the elbows and take the weights down. We're going to take this into a dip. So there's a couple ways you can do the dip. You can bend one knee, lengthening the front leg, and just do that one. Or you can bend both with me, which looks like this. Okay, that's going to be the harder one. So you choose. We're going to try to do this 5 times, 5 times. So once you're ready, watch those knees track. And here we go. Dip 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Now, when you're ready, back foot's going to step up, and we're going to do that all again onto the other side. So now I'm going to step the left foot back, find your crescent lunge on this side, find the alignment you need. Both legs, hips, toes are tracking forward. When you're ready, we're going to do that all again. So it's kind of a second set, but on the other side. So I'm just going to bend. I'm going to prep right up here. Good. So zip up that front body. Relax the shoulders. Good. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Now we'll come down. We'll go to those goalposts. And here we go. Exhale 1. Inhale down. 2. And down. 3. And down. And 4. And down. So I'm going to bring them in. I'm going to drop them down. So here's the dip. Good. Bending just the front knee or bending both with me 5 times. Here we go. We'll go 1. Drive through the heel. 2. 3. 4 with a smile. And 5. Good. Once you come up, back foot's going to come forward. Good. Take that little break. From here, we're going to hold our weights and we're going to step out. Hips, knees, and toes are going to turn out away from the body. I'm going to take my weights right here at the chest, and I'm just going to come to a squat. So from here, I'm just going to go right into a little bit of a squat here. Never got a squat. Pressing through the outer edges of the feet, pressing into the heels as I lift. Good. Now for some of you, this may be where you want to stay, and that's okay. Those of you that want to take this up a notch, find your squat. Good. So my elbows are in, my palms and my weights are facing the ceiling. So as I lift my legs, I'm going to reach, and then I'm going to pull it back in and down. And here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, stop here, or go 7, and go 8. Woo! From here, when you're ready, I'm going to take my weight back to my chest. I'm going to turn my feet, hips, knees, but forward. So I'm just going to do a little posture check here. So my toes are even to each other, and I'm pressing through the outer edges of the feet. From here, I'm just going to bend the knees a little bit. I'm going to keep the back long as I come down and release those weights. Once I'm here, I can lengthen those legs a little bit, and then you decide where you want to take this forward fold. You can stay here. You can walk the hands forward. You can take them through. You can grab the outside. You want to find length in the torso. Shoulders away from the ears. Head and neck may hang free here for most. And just breathe. Find the Ujjayi and connect with your intention. Strong and grounded. We're embracing the beauty that comes to being strong and grounded. When you're ready, good. I'm going to release my grip and come back to my hold. I'm going to move my weights a little bit to the side here. We're going to take this into a twist. So I'm going to take my left hand under my face. I'm going to shift the hips to the right, really pressing in. I'm going to open to the right. Good. Now you're free to rotate that top arm and wrap around, opening up that shoulder a little bit if you want to. And then when ready, good, we'll undo. We'll come back center. We'll even up the hips back to center. Right hand will come under the face, shift the hips to the left, press through that right hand arm, opening to the left. You can stay here, or you can wrap that left arm around the back, opening that left shoulder to the left. Finding breath. When ready, we'll release and we'll come back down, hips back to center. Good. From here, maybe a little bit of a bend in the knees, walking the hands back up. Good. So we're going to give the weights just a little bit of a break here. We're going to go into a warrior two and a triangle on each side. So from here, I'm just going to turn. This is my left side. So I'm going to turn left hip, knee, and toe forward. My back, hip, knee, and toe are going to angle in. Now, you can take this into a heel to arch or a little bit wider, just kind of find where you need it. Good. The front hip will come back hip will come forward. You will not be perfectly squared off. I'm going to bend that front knee from here, and then I'm going to keep my hips where they are as I open the chest to the side and reach. Good. Good. So front knee track towards pinky toe as best as you can, relaxing the shoulders. Good. My favorite yoga asana, my favorite yoga posture here. The longer you're here, the more it teaches you. I don't recommend it for longer than 10 breaths, though. We're not going to be here that long today. But do get some good breaths in. When ready, we'll lengthen the front leg. Try not to shift the hips as we come back. So really root into the feet. Look up at the ceiling. Reach towards the ceiling with that left arm. Finding the breath. And then from here, we'll come back down. I'm going to keep this front leg lengthened. If you need to shorten or widen your stance for your triangle today, please do so. I'm going to make sure that my block is handy here just in case I need it. And then from here, good. Left hip's going to come back hip's going to come forward. Root into the feet. Lengthen, 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 lengthen. And then you can take a thigh, a shin, a block, or the floor, maybe even yogi toe. Inside of the foot is a deeper twist than the outside of the foot. So twist where you need to twist. Actually, I may not need that today. Good. Good. Lengthening. Remember, your hand is just here to make the pose look quote unquote pretty. So, you should be able to be here without that hand down once you are without your block. The power and the strength is in the leg and the core here. And then once you're ready, looking down at that front foot, putting a bend in that front knee, and we'll come out of there. Good. Now we're going to take that all to the other side. So I'm going to take my block with me because sides are different. I'm going to turn my left foot in. Right foot, knee, and hip are going to turn out. Good. And then my left leg and everything are going to turn in at an angle. A heel to arch or a little bit wider. You find what you need here. Front hip's going to come back hip's going to come forward. I'll put a bend in that knee. Hips will stay there. Chest will open. And I'm going to find warrior two right here. Breathing and reaching. Relaxing the shoulders. Maybe zip up that front body just a little bit more. Once you're ready, we'll lengthen the front leg. Try not to shift the hips. We'll take it back and reach up towards the ceiling. Nice, grounded, exalted warrior. And then when you're ready, good. We'll take that back up and prepare for triangle. So readjust your stance here as needed for your body. Good. My right arm's gonna come forward because my right leg is forward. My right hip's gonna come back. Left hip's gonna come back. I'm rooting into my feet. I'm gonna lengthen, 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 lengthen. When I could come no more, take a thigh, take a shin, take a block or the floor on the outside, inside. We'll give you a deeper twist. Find it where you need it. And we'll open up here. And find the breath. Really look up at that hand. Get that throat chakra involved in there. I believe the throat chakra and the first chakra are very much related. First chakra being about safety, throat chakra being about voice. Probably won't make your voice known if you're afraid. So we ground. When we feel safe and grounded, we can use that voice. Looking down at that front foot, putting a bend in that front knee, and coming back up. Good. So from here, I'm just going to heel toe, and then march and step the feet together. So this last one is a warrior three for some of you. It's going to be a deadlift for other people. And then it's going to be a really advanced warrior three for other people. So I'm going to give you some different flavors here that you can choose from. So I'm just going to take my weights here for a moment, and I'm going to have a block here. Okay. So those of you from the warrior three perspective, maybe you start on the left side, and this is like a no weight version. You know, maybe you need to be a grounded warrior three. So because of that, maybe you don't use your weight and you're just working on the balance. Hip, knee, and toe trap. Okay. So that's one version. You can also, maybe you just want to bend and lengthen because what we just did was enough for you and this is where you want to be. Okay. Those are your easiest options. Those of you that are using weight, squat, pick them up. Good. I will show you less challenging and more challenging. So less challenging is actually going to be the deadlift because both feet are going to be on the floor. So I've got my weight. Good. My back is going to stay long. Good. I'm going to lengthen. This is one of the few times when I'm going to tell you to take your hips back behind your heels here. Good. And then you're just going to squeeze as you come back up. That's your deadlift. Okay. Others are going to take this into one leg. So again, if I come to my left leg, using my stronger side first here. Good. Very carefully, very slowly. Maybe this is you. And you're welcome to hang out here or do a one leg deadlift. Okay. So that's a little bit harder. Those of you that are going to follow me are going to do a one legged warrior here. And then we're going to do a little bit of a pull here. So just to kind of give you, we'll be here. I'll be on one leg. Elbows are going to pull out to the side, just like this. Okay. You don't have to do that. It's just an option. So get set where you're going to go here, being mindful if you're going to do one leg work. We're going to do this on both sides. So both feet down is going to be a longer set for you as well. So I've got my left foot here. My weights are in front. I'm zipped up. I'm nice and tight. Always a little micro bend in the supporting knee. Good. So I'm going to take this here. Good. And then from here, good. I'm going to pull. I'm going to go 1. Exhale 2. 3. and 4. And then I'm gently going to come back up. Good. And then I'm going to switch my side. So my right leg is going to be the supporting leg now. Hip, knee, and toe track forward. Belly button is in. Good. I'm going to find the warrior 3. Good. Second set of the pulls. Belly button is in. Here we go. Maybe. Here we go. 1. This is why we move nice and slow. Exhale, 2. Woo! It's okay to do a check. Exhale, 3. This is my harder side. And exhale, 4. Woo! And then gently come up from there. Woo! That was tough. Shake out those legs. We're going to come to the floor. So I'm just going to kind of bend my knees as I come to the floor. I want my weight close by, but I don't need them right at the moment. If you need to bring a blanket back in here to sit on, you can. I'm just going to be right here. Let's take those legs long. We'll point the feet towards the face. Now this is a seated forward fold. So we do have strap today. So if you don't reach your feet, you can certainly bring that in. But from here, big inhale, we're nice and tall. Exhale, lengthen from the spine, from the hips first. So I've got a nice long back. Then some of you, especially osteoporosis, will stay here and reach. Others are going to round forward. So just kind of take it where you need to take it. Breathe into that back body. And then from here, we're going to come back up. So I'm going to turn now and face you. And I'm still going to sit on my blanket. Okay. So I'm going to take my left leg out and have my right foot in. Some of you are only going to do a side bend here. Some of you are going to rotate and fold and then go into a deeper twist. So be mindful of your body's needs based on where you need to go. So from here, big inhale, exhale. So again, you can just get that side bend, or we'll rotate and fold. And those of you that rotated and folded with me, if you want to go beyond here, find a little bit more length in the torso. Left hand's going to come on the inside of the foot. Right hand's going to come somewhere on the outside. And then I'm going to rotate towards my right, maybe looking under that arm. Reaching and breathing. Nice stretch. Nice back stretch here. The top of the hip of the stretch. On the right side. A little bit of a hamstring stretch maybe on that left side. I'm feeling even a little bit of a shoulder stretch on my right side today. And then once you're ready, good, we'll undo and come back up. Good, and we're gonna switch sides. So right leg's gonna come out, left foot's gonna come in. Good. Try to do the same thing you did on the other side as best as you can. So big inhale, good, you're just gonna take the side bend or rotate and fold. And then if you're gonna move on with me, good. Finding a little bit of length. Right hand on the inside of the right foot, left hand on the outside of the right leg or foot, and then maybe we rotate. Now looking under the right shoulder, breathing, standing. And then once you're ready, good, we'll carefully undo that twist. And then we'll come back up. Good. We're going to go into a boat pose here. So different boats for different people. Now I am going to bring my weights in here. We're not going to use them for the first one. We will for the second one. Just going to have them maybe on each side just for ease. Good. Now from here, good. For your boat, remember, you can have a docked boat. So hands can come behind you and you can be here, good, and do all the things with the leg. Or you can hold on here. Remember, whatever boat you're choosing, your back is nice and long. We don't do this from a slump. Okay, so draw up that core. And maybe here and here and here. Good. You can also release the leg if you would like to do that. Ooh, maybe not as high for me today with my legs. So I'm going to come right here. Good breathing. Relaxing the shoulders. Nice long back. Notice if you're veering more to the left or the right sits bone, and can you make that more even and centered? I have a habit pattern of going to the left, so I have to really pay attention. And then from here, we'll take that down and fold forward. Get what you need. Good. Now it's going to be a boat pose with a twist. So even if you're not using weight, you can still do this with the twist. And again, there's different options for different people. One weight or two weights. Two weights is going to be harder. You choose what you're doing here. And you can lean back with the feet grounded and you can rock this way. More Russian twist version. Or maybe you take it here, nice long back, and we'll go from here. So take it where you're going to take it. We're going to do a 14 count. Let's do a 16 count, 8 to each side. And we'll go 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Take those weights down, legs wide, and walk that forward. Woo! Boat pose with the twist, Russian twist, whatever you want to call them, are always hard and a challenge for me. And then once you're ready, we'll walk that back up. So we are done with the weights. You can put them to the side. Okay. I'm gonna get a little water here. And then when you're ready, we're gonna come onto our back. So you wanna have your strap handy now. And once you come down here, that might feel good to you to take your feet as wide as the mat. Belly button is in. Hands can be anywhere that are comfortable and just rock side to side. Your other hip may come up when you rock from side to side. That's okay as long as it's okay with you and your body. And take a moment to reconnect to intention. Strong and grounded, inviting in the beauty that comes with being strong and grounded. Good. So I'm going to bring my feet back in here. We're just going to take a bridge. So the purpose of this bridge is to stretch the hip flexors a little bit here. So let's do robot arm bridge today. Robot arm bridge today. To make sure the feet are not too close or too far away. Hips, knees, and toes are tracking. Good. I've got a bend in the elbows. I'm pressing my shoulders, the back of the arms, and the elbows into the mat. My palms are facing each other. My fingertips are facing the ceiling. Big inhale, exhale as I press into the feet. I'm pressing into the arms, elbows, and shoulders as I lift my hips up. Good. And breathe. And then once you're ready, we'll lower that back down. Good. Now from here, I'm going to go ahead and bring my blanket back under my head because I love me a neck pillow. And I'm going to grab my strap and we're going to stretch this out. So I'm going to start by taking the left foot into the strap. You have one strap. So left foot into the strap. Take a piece of that strap on each side. Your right knee can be bended, or you can extend that leg long, whatever feels good for you. Find a grip that's appropriate, micro bend that knee, and we'll bring that leg into the face. Now, this might feel a little special in some ways after the warrior series or the deadlifts, whichever one that you chose to do for you. It gets right into that area. And once you're ready, good, we'll release both pieces of the strap. into the right or the left hand. Take that leg out to the side, wiggle around, find your best spot, find your best grip. Breathing. Remember, the right hip is grounded here. Breathing is everything to a stretch. And once you're ready, we'll come back up. Good. We'll switch out our hands here with a long leg or a bend in the knee. You can wiggle around and stay at a 45 degrees. I'm going to take this over into a twist. So when I keep this leg in line with the hip, you can prop a block under there if you need it. I want my left shoulder to be grounded, and I'm going to look to the left so I get a full spinal twist. And then we'll come all the way back up. And then we're going to switch sides. So the right foot's going to come in now. Good. I'm just going to move over so I don't hit the wall. When I get to my twist part, good. The left knee can be bent or long. You choose. And we'll bring that leg in towards the face, keeping a micro bend in that knee. Forgot to say this on the other side, but at all times, and really no matter what you're doing in my classes, whether you're using a strap or not, pain, numbness, tingling, burning, never normal sensations, or anything that you're doing where you cannot breathe in good manner, then we have gone too far and we need to back off until we don't feel those sensations and can breathe normal. Good. And we'll release both straps into the right hand, both hips grounded. Find your stretch where you need it. Find maybe changing the grip. I love the stretch series. It gets into the hips, inner and outer thighs, the low back. If you have tight hips, you have tight low back, tight hips. They're related. And we'll come back up. Good. Switching hands. Find a long leg or a bent knee, arc over, or take that into your twist. Right shoulder is grounded if you're twisting. Looking to the right. And then once you're ready, we'll take that back up. We'll remove that foot from the strap. Last time, take the knees into the chest, maybe grabbing behind them, giving them a nice little tug in, maybe a roll of the feet in one direction and then in the other. And we'll go into a short Shavasana from here. So you can come into constructive rest and do your Shavasana, which is what I'm going to do today. You can take everything long and fluff open. If either one of those or lying on your back in general is not good for you, you can be on your side or on your belly. You want to just be where you're comfortable and where you don't have the need to fidget around. So do practice stillness. And then once you're ready, we'll sink in here, strong and grounded and beautiful. And coming back, noticing how you feel. Choosing stillness, or invite movement of the fingers and the toes. Maybe also taking head and neck gently from side to side. Choosing stillness, or taking knees into the chest. Choosing to keep the upper body grounded, or maybe lifting up into a full body hug. And choosing stillness, removing any props out of the way you may have used. Reaching arms long behind you, legs long in front of you, reaching from the fingertips to the toes, full body stretch, pointing and flexing through the feet, bending and stretching through the hands, rolling wrists and ankles in one direction, and then in the other. And whenever you're ready, bending in both knees, and you choose rolling over to your right or left side, the side that works best for your body in this moment, taking all the time that you need here. And then when you're ready, pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat. Now I'm more open. I don't need my blanket anymore. Good. Coming back to where we started, noticing how you feel. Strong, grounded, accepting the beauty that comes with being strong and grounded. Palms up, inhale and we'll reach. As we touch the palms together and begin to bring those hands down, touch those thumbs at the forehead for good and true thoughts. Down to the lips for good and kind words. And to the heart for open and loving heart. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted. No gain is ever reversed. May you be safe. May you stay well. May you have a wonderful day, evening, week, month, season ahead. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.